Hi, this is Sherry. I'm coming at you from Fern Gully. I've decided it's something like that, something to do with that. I'm in my new little gazebo, and I've tilted the umbrella down because the sun is coming in, and I don't want the sun coming in on me right now. Okay? That's a private message, and I get it, but I don't want the sun interfering with me right now. So, it's going to have something to do with the fern. I've got the dove cooing in the background. I wanted to dress this place up a little bit, so I went and I found this dilapidated old planter, and I thought it was very charming even though it's falling apart. I thought, oh, I guess I could paint it up, but I knew I had a fern upstairs and I went to get it. Messages in the fern. I had this fern and it was beautiful, a big Boston fern, and I brought it in the house and it was dying in the house. It needed outside. It was literally dying. It didn't matter what I did, it needed to get out. So that's a message to myself. I need to get out. I need to be amongst nature. I literally will shrivel up and die if I'm inside a house for too long. And I didn't know what to do with this plant. It made me sad because I normally have a very green thumb, but this fern was dying. So it was a representation of myself. I went to Sedona, stayed with my friend Lena in Cottonwood, and I went outside on the patio one night to do this. We did a ceremony, and I saw her ferns, and I said, "You've got these ferns outside and they're living?" Because in the desert it gets very, very cold at night. It gets very cold here, just as cold as Sedona, but not in the winter. It literally can snow there. We got snow here a little bit, but freezing cold. And then of course in the daytime it can get very, very hot. I know that the plants can do fine. The fern does better in the cold than it does in the heat. So she threw it outside and it started to grow. Here I was babying this plant, and so there's a message in that. Sometimes we hold on too tightly. We try and protect things and we don't allow them to be out in the elements. We don't allow them to thrive. This plant was not doing well being kept inside. It needed to be allowed to come out. It needed to be. So I put it on the patio. Now I didn't just throw it on the patio. I gave it food, right? I fed it, and I made sure it was watered, but I left it outside. I left it outside in the freezing cold. I left it outside when it was hot, and look what's happened. All these brand new baby curls, all this new growth. I'm not cutting this off. It was there, but this was all that was left. I got me as my fern, or you as your fern, whatever happened to you, got burned. You were scarred. You've lost some of your leaves. You're not looking pretty. You're pretty raggy. You know, a lot of people lose weight when they're stressed out. They get very, very thin. This is what happens. Some people lose their hair when they get stressed out. So with a little bit of love and fresh air and nurturing and attention, you can be brought back to life. But I'm not going to cut this off. This was the lessons, and this was here. It's fine. So we've got the new growth with the old growing together. I think it's a beautiful message. I was 34 minutes into my reading. We've got a ton of vultures above us, rebirth. I'm going to show you. Because the mockingjay is yelling at us and telling us to pay attention. There's the sun, but see, we've got 1, 2, 3 right there. So full circle completion, vultures flying by. Vultures talk about death, rebirth, transformation. Sun, we're going to use the sun. We're going to use the sun. Right now, before we start this reading, I want you guys to look into the sun, and I want you to imagine a golden shield around you. The shield is going to protect you from all outside energy. It's going to protect me from everybody else's energy. It's going to protect you from my intense energy. It's going to allow unconditional love in and unconditional love out. That's all. That's what we use the golden shield for. Okay, now we're going back. So, as I said, I was 34 minutes into my reading, and I normally put the phone on radio silence, like, what is it called? Airplane mode, so that I'm not interrupted. But I forgot to do it, and my girlfriend called me, and it cut it off. And I'm like, great, I'm 34 minutes into this. So when that happened, I didn't take the call. But I sat here and I tried to regroup, and I couldn't get my brain to work. I just couldn't get it to work. Nothing was flowing. And I know that when Spirit cuts me off, there's a reason. I've either said something I shouldn't have said, or something else needs to be addressed. And in this case, something else needed to be addressed. We had the most amazing discussion, and it was all about jumping right into life and the spur of the moment, and everything doesn't fit neatly in a box. Life does not fit in a box. Life doesn't say that it has to be this way. You know, it doesn't have to be the girl that asks the guy out. A relationship doesn't. Right then, we've got a hummingbird that just landed on the little bush right there. I'm going to see if I can get close and show you guys. Oh gosh, who was that? That was a flycatcher that went over and scared the hummingbird away. That's interesting. Because the hummingbird is my totem. Flycatcher came and scared the hummingbird away. Okay, so The hummingbird sitting down right there was taking a breath. The hummingbird talks about you will accomplish what seems to be impossible to yourself or others. It also talks about lightening up your energy. So that was probably a reason I was supposed to shift my reading, because I had a heavier energy. I was annoyed. I'd gotten stressed out, kind of, not stressed out. I'd gotten, I let myself loose, and it's okay to do that. That's talking about life not being in a box. I'm not always going to be sweetness and sunshine. That's just not who I am. I'm an Aries dragon. Dragons breathe fire sometimes, It's just the way it is. So that was one of our first messages, and I don't know if we're going to get it now, because what I'm going to do is, we were going to be talking about the Rottweiler, okay? We were going to be talking about the Rottweiler. That was going to be our totem. I'm only going to give you one message from the Rottweiler, because I've chosen a different totem. The message from the Rottweiler, because a Rottweiler is a protective, clearly a dog of protection, right? I've been dreaming about the Rottweilers. We had the Rottweiler up in another reading recently. But the Rottweiler is saying to you, there is such a thing as selective incompetence. You are choosing to ignore something in your life that needs attending. You are choosing to do this. So this fern would have completely died if I had not put it outside where it was begging to go, and fed it and gave it the right conditions for it to live in, and now it's thriving. Okay? I made a choice to do this. You can keep yourself stuck in the position that you're in. You are choosing to do this. You are choosing. My girlfriend that called me, she can't get something out of her head. Her heart's pulling her. We don't always, people say, oh, I'll know you by your intuition, and I make my choices on my intuition. We need both. We need to use our visual sight as well as our inner sight. We need both sometimes. Sometimes our hearts, sometimes we can't just jump in with just our hearts. It's great to feel that. It's great to have the intuition, but sometimes we need to have both, because sometimes we need to make a choice. She says, well, doesn't God just, bring it to me? No. Yes, there are possibilities out there. We have opportunities in front of you, but God is not going to bring you a job while you sit in your big chair in your living room. God is not going to fix your relationship if you sit there and wait for him to unroll it in front of you. We are co-creators of the divine, with the divine. God helps those who help themselves, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about the Rottweiler, because the Rottweiler it's about choices. It's about following through. It's about, I'm going to do them both. What the hell? Rottweilers are talking about friendships, okay? They're talking about not all friendships are offered without an agenda. Some friendships have an agenda. Some people that call themselves a friend to you have something else that they want, something else in mind. They have a whole scenario. So the Rottweiler is asking you to be cautious. It's asking you to be discerning in regard to what is being offered to you. Be a little bit more selective with your friendships and reduce the drama in your life. That's what I was upset about today. I had drama from this individual over and over and over. And it's like, you know what? I'm done with the drama. I don't want drama at my door. So if something is happening in our connection, I'm not putting the blame on that person or on myself. But if our alliance together is creating drama for me again and again, I'm stepping out. So that's why that Rottweiler, I figured, I'm going to go with the wolf. The wolf, anyone who knows me, check out the two decks that we were given to use. I think this is hysterical. I didn't even realize until I held up the picture. Here we've got the one girl on the one side, the Oracle of the Shadows and Light, right? There's both, shadow and light. She's got storms and electricity flying all around her. She was supposed to come up as one of our cards. That was one of the cards that I was supposed to get, and I told my friend, that's hysterical. He posted that this morning. And it talks about a collision of beliefs and styles and energy that's just going nuts all around. Then we have this girl from the forest, and she stands next to the wolf. And this is what I said to the person today that I was dealing with. There's a wolf in my life that's in the forest, and that's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be. And I've decided that because of that, we're going to be talking about the wolf totem. So the wolf, anyone who knows me realizes that I'm in love with the wolf. The wolf I am wolf pack, okay? The wolf pack they have such amazing meanings, the wolf pack. They bring instinct, they bring intelligence, they want freedom, they run free, they're very aware, they have social connections, they're a pack, right? They run in a pack. But they also can symbolize being threatened and the lack of trust. What are you afraid of? When the wolf shows up in your life, pay attention. What is your intuition telling you? What is, positive meanings would be the deep connection to your intuition, right? They're sharp. On the negative side, the wolf may be talking about that there is a threat, or maybe you are perceiving, because remember that other, you're choosing this. So choose our thoughts. So maybe you're a perceived threat of trust, or a lack of trust in someone, or of your own feelings, or maybe of your own actions. Maybe you're not trusting your own actions. It talks about using your intelligence in dealing with important matters. And when you have a wolf as one of your totems, it talks about, okay, the wolf pack. There is no right or wrong. Remember I said it's not always the girl that asks the guy out on the date? Men will say, oh, you got to sit back and you got to wait. If the guy likes you, he'll come after you. Bull crap. I was going to say bullshit, and I might as well just speak as I am. Bullshit. That's not always the truth. And if you don't like the fact that I swear sometimes, you don't have to watch my readings. Sometimes it comes out, and I express myself as I feel I should. So that's bullshit. There is no black and white. There is not fitting life in a box. Life is messy, right? Doesn't always go just the way it is. When people say, oh, relationships should just fall together, I truly believe that the relationships just simply fall together with no problem at all. I think people are settling. I really honestly do. It doesn't mean you have to fight for things, but it does mean that I want passion in my life, and sometimes it's going to be messy. Passion isn't mundane, isn't boring, isn't calm and simple all the time. It's passionate, it's fiery, right? You're on fire. That's what I want in my life. Now, maybe you don't want that in your life, but that's what I want in my life. So in a wolf pack, the male isn't always the lead. Sometimes the female's the lead. I grew up being told my whole life that I wasn't right the way I was. I was too strong. I was too independent, too free-spirited, too. There are so many people that are being told that they need to fit inside this box, and they need to be this certain perception of other people's perception of what reality and what real is, and what's ladylike and what's masculine. And sometimes men are not allowed to cry. Sometimes men are not allowed to show their emotions. Sometimes they're taught to keep a straight face and keep their feelings in, because you're weak if you allow that to happen, or you're weak if you allow your wife to make that decision. Bullshit. It is not the case. Sometimes, like in a wolf pack, sometimes the female takes the lead. Sometimes the male takes the lead. They're a true partnership. This is two strong individual people that come together. Those are wolf mates. Those are mates, and the wolf pack, they mate for life. They're very loyal. If anybody falls in the pack, the other pack picks them up and takes care of them. They all come to the aid of the other. They're all joined at the hip. They are a team. They are a team. There's the alpha female, there's the alpha male. There isn't one or the other, there's both, okay? So there's that message. And yes, I'm getting very aggressive about this. I think it needs to be, because I was literally having this conversation, and she was saying, well, isn't it the guy's job to do that? No, it isn't the guy's job to do that. And it doesn't mean that you're overbearing, because you're going to step in and take control of your life. I said today, I don't want to be in a boat with some other captain dragging me around. I'll take control of my own ship, thank you very much. Now, when you're in a relationship, you work with your partner, but you are partners. Nobody's going to be in control of me. You will never control me. You will never be my boss. I will never be your boss, and I will never want to control you. But don't ever think that you're going to control me, because it will never happen. And it took me all this time in my life to get to the point where I recognize that that is very powerful. And that's what God wants. Two independently strong people, free people that choose to come together. This is a choice. Okay, so when the wolf appears to you, it may be telling you that you're using your instincts and your intuition, and you're grasping the situation well. That's probably why the wolf showed up with me just now. It shows up when it may be a call for to use this capacity with challenges that are in your life that are going on right now, that you need to step in and do this. And if the presence of the wolf feels threatening to you, if you see this in a dream, and your instinctual nature is to pull back, maybe there's somebody in your area, in your physical presence, that's jeopardizing something about your life. And then there needs to be a balance. It may be coming to tell you that there's someone who's devouring. Maybe there's maybe somebody's devouring something that belongs to you, right? Maybe that's going on. What else? The wolf pack. What are you trying to tell me? You know what's interesting is, while I was doing the reading before, what's his name? The mockingbird started doing a cat call. I laughed because, so that's the message. The mockingbird, think about a mockingbird. They're making fun of you. Mock, mock, mock. They're copying somebody else. I told you somebody is trying to copy me. It's a female or a feminine energy. It's a catcall. And then now what comes into my mind is the song by Gwen Stefani, Hollaback. I ain't no hollaback girl. Those are catcalls. Those are people who are throwing something out. They're trying to get you riled up. They're trying to get you to react. It's all they want is a reaction. I ain't no hollaback girl. I am not going to react to you anymore. This alliance is done. We are done. Cut off. So that's what's going on. That's what the so the catcall, and that may be, like they said, the wolf is there to trying to devour something in your life. They're not easily domesticated, clearly, a wolf, right? So when they appear as your spirit guides, they're looking at you, and they're looking at you to ask yourself, what is it that you need to do to be self-sufficient? What are your instincts telling you that's best for you? You make this choice. Don't do what the Rottweiler said, and don't be, how was it that he said it? God, I wish I could remember it. Choosing to be, I wish I could think of how, choosing to be, oh, shoot. Why can't I remember what it was? I can't even think of what it was right now. Choosing, it'll come back to me when I'm least expecting, it'll come back to me. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wing it. I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to put you guys up here for a second. Take a look outside. The sun is starting to go down. It's getting dark. I'm going to put this up. The wind is just like crazy. The wind is crazy. And it's blowing stuff all over the place. Okay. I want to show you something too inside here, inside of my... How does this thing work? This isn't my umbrella. Oh, that's interesting. This isn't my umbrella. That song comes to mind, Under My Umbrella. So I'm under somebody else's umbrella right now. Interesting. Okay. What I wanted to show you is, hold on. See the flowers? I decorated. I put flowers. I wanted to make it my own. Isn't that pretty? When this gets done, it's going to be cute in here. Hold on a second. You guys take a look out there again. Okay. I'm going to wing it. That's what I said I was going to do, so that's what I'm going to do. I had the cards already chosen, and when I started speaking to my girlfriend, I did another reading for her, and then these cards came up, and I thought, you know what? My whole energy has shifted. That's why Spirit allowed the reading to be disrupted, because the energy had to be, something was either said that was not supposed to have been said, or something else needed to come out. So I've decided, I have the two decks, the forest girl and her wolf, who she loves, and the girl that's breathing fire and lightning. And we're going to use, and I have all the cards in front of me, and you're going to watch me. I'm going to redo this, and I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to see what is the most important. Now you can watch me how I do this. I don't know if this will, hold on. Okay, look at me. That's what we're going to do. Oops, I don't want to look at it. Okay, so, all right. This is exciting, because I normally have them in mind, and I know what I'm going to speak about, but we're going to find out right now what is the most important thing to watch. It's going to be this one. Whoa! A twist in the tail. Okay, so here you see this girl, and she's holding on to a ferret, which is interesting. My friend, you're going to laugh, Brian. Brian Power, my friend from Ireland. I think Brian and I are going to do a class together, like an online reading thing if we can, the two of us, where he does some and then I do some. We're going to try and figure out how to do it. I think that would be a riot if we can do it from, I feel we can, because I've done it before with people from Canada, so why couldn't we do it from somebody from Ireland? But we were talking, and that was one of the messages that we got this morning, him and I, and he said, oh my God, that's hysterical. He goes, I was just playing with my sister's ferret yesterday. So that's what she's sitting there with. She's with a ferret. And ferrets to me are sneaky. They're slithery, sleeky. I wish I could, I wonder if I should. I wonder if I should even ask for ferret totem. I'm wondering what the ferret has to say. Yes, the mockingbird says, yes, we do. So ferret totem, talk about winging it, right? I got to just review my mind. What is it? So, The ferret shows up when they're asking you to keep your faith strong, your faith. Faith is assured, faith is the assured expectation of things hoped for, though not yet beheld, which goes along with the hummingbird. You will accomplish what may seem impossible to yourself and others. Okay, so ferrets, that's the main message that pops up for ferret right away. Spirit message, ferret, I won't go too far into it because we're going to have way too much to talk about. Come on, ferret, what do you want to tell us about the ferret? Carnivores, they're hunters. They speak to the warrior in us, like that. So, okay, maybe you're coming on a little too strong. All right, so maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. Let's see, because I was getting really aggressive, okay? So that came up for me for a reason. But like I said, the ferret also talks about sneaky, talks about being sneaky or sly or thievery. I have felt thievery. Somebody was stealing something. I've seen it in my dreams and I didn't like it. So the ferret person may be tempted to hide the truth from themselves or others. Remember choosing to, what is that I told you? You'll remember it when we go back. They wear a mask. They're little bandits. So maybe you're choosing to not tell the truth. So maybe you're not a thief, but maybe you're stealing the truth or hiding something from somebody or from yourself. That's a way of stealing. It's just stealing the truth, okay? It's stealing honesty. It's stealing trust. So ferret's talking to you about that. Interesting. They engage in something called a weasel war dance. It's posturing. So sometimes you act like a big badass. Sometimes you act like you're tougher than you are. Or maybe you're putting on this big scary outer shell, but you're really actually very gentle and soft inside. And maybe you're one of those people that weren't able, because you were put in those boxes, to actually show your true feelings. And so you have a difficult time expressing who you truly are. So then the weasel comes forward to open yourself to playing. It also comes to helping you ferret things out, ferret the truth out, right? But in a way that allows everyone to walk away with dignity. So maybe I was coming on too strong. Maybe I ripped the mask off of that little ferret and it was too aggressive. But the point I was making is I'm tired of being lied to. I need the truth. I don't appreciate that. So I came out with who I was. So there's a couple of messages. I'm not going to go any further about the ferret. We're going to look again at this little girl. And it's talking about a twist, the unexpected, a change in what you didn't see coming. So what's interesting is they call these ones twins, but they don't look alike. They're both white, they both have pink eyes, one's a girl or one's a ferret, but they call them twins. They're an elf girl and a ferret. They should be, and yet, they should not be, and yet they are, right? How could that be a twin when one looks like that and one looks like that? But they are. So this speaks to me about a twin soul relationship as well. So what it's telling you is, you're able to bend the rules. You're able to bend laws and survive. You're able to do things outside of the box, remember? Don't keep everything inside a box. It shows up, you've done everything to ensure yourself safety. You've done everything to ensure the ones around you safety. And that's the difficult thing to do, because you can't always, you can't prepare for every crisis, right? You can't prepare for everything things that might go wrong. You can prepare all you want over and over again. You can practice that everything's supposed to be going this way, but it's not going that way, right? You can understand your territory and still have something come at you sideways. You didn't expect this to happen. So what they're saying is, no matter how many times or how much you have practiced, or how much you have decided that things are supposed to be this way, remember, we're going to figure this out. There's some things that you can't prepare for. That's what I was talking to my friend about. She's supposed to go on this massive trip to this specific location, but her heart is telling her something different now. And she says, oh, but this is what's, everyone's expecting, and this is what's going on in this other person's life. And I said, who cares? Baby birds get shoved out of the nest. You think they want to fly right then? They're scared. Make a choice. If you had one shot to go after everything you've always wanted, you have one shot, would you take it? I sure as hell would. So right now, they're saying no matter what you have tried to figure out, no matter what insurance that you've tried to take out and things in your life, there's going to be something that's going to come that you're not expecting, okay? You're going to have to recreate things in your life a certain way. You're going to have to wing it. You're going to have to just play it by ear. You're going to have to go by the seat of your pants. It could be a breakup that happens. It could be that you're going to have a surgery or an accident, something that's going to change your appearance. There could be somebody that you're related to that you've never met before. There could be a friend in your life that has a double life. I believe that I have a friend that has a double life. Whatever it is, it's going to come out at this time. And they're going to help you no matter, the message is no matter how upsetting, because it could be upsetting, no matter how unusual it is, everything's going to turn out. It's actually a blessing. So that's the message there. Okay, next one. I don't know. No idea what we're going to get. We're going to do 4 altogether. So, and this is why my cards are always shredded. Working too hard. Okay, stop working. She's standing here and she's got her arms down at her sides and she's not happy, and she doesn't mind telling you, I am not happy with you. Look at all of the gears around her. Gears from, you know, is it your mind that's working too hard? Are you going over and over? Are you an overanalyzer like me? Are you trying to figure everything out? Are you trying to put everything in its neat box, or are you working non-stop like me? I have stopped. I have, because I've told the universe what I want, and in order for the universe to bring it to me, I have to do it as well. I don't want somebody who's working all the time to my neglect. I don't. Somebody needs to be a part of my life. And that means hanging up the work gloves for a while. You know, it's not all about work. So they're saying, she says she doesn't mind stepping in and looking a little bit annoyed at this moment, because she says she's tried to tell you over and over again. You might even have gotten sick because you've been working so hard that you haven't given your body a break. My body went into adrenal failure, remember? I was working constantly nonstop, and I wasn't eating properly either. I wasn't feeding myself. So all of these things were happening to me, and my body started breaking down. People can have nervous breakdowns because they're working nonstop. So at this moment, she's telling you, set some time aside. You need to go on a vacation. You need to go on a break. You need to stop putting the people in your life on hold. You need to have a life. The hummingbird comes up. The hummingbird talks about play. It talks about lightening up. It talks about the joy in life. And, you know, all work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy, right? Or Jane, whoever it may be. So at this time, they want you to take a break from mechanical issues, mechanical things. See how there's gears? So that could be cell phones, that could be computers, that could be whatever the technical work is, devices, you know, iPods, clocks. Stop looking at the clock, seeing what time it is, and this has to happen at this certain time. They want you to be in nature. They want you to go on the lake and take a ride on a boat. They want you to go swimming. They want you to go hiking. They want you to go into the forest. They want you to meditate in a cave. I love that. I love that. You know, I haven't been to Sedona for a long time again, and, you know, maybe I need to go to I keep saying I need to go to the forest. Maybe you need to go to the redwoods. There's a big redwood tree. You could sit inside and meditate in there. Camping, hiking, gardening would be really good. Anything to get your hands into soil, or get your, you know, like working with plants, plant a garden, whatever it is. It's mindless work, but it's healing work, and it's getting you connected to Gaia, and it's getting you away from what you're normally doing. It's time to unwind, because these gears that they're showing you, they're wound so tightly that they're going to spring and they're going to explode. That's what they're telling you. You are going to bust. So it's time to do it right now. And the clock, the only clock that they're talking to you about right now is the clock that says stop working. So that's that message. Okay. Okay, I allowed myself to see what these cards were. Hold on. Okay. What is it? What is the most important? Okay, I'll do it like this. The fourth one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Right on. Ooh, 2 came up at that time, but we're going to put that down because we asked for 4. So, even though these are probably in a strange order, this next one, the Golden Phoenix. Now, we've had this one recently, but just in a very quick reading, so we're gonna speak about it. The Golden Phoenix, here's this girl, and I told you guys about her before. She's looking straight ahead. Her Phoenix is looking at her. So she's got tears in her eyes. She's sad. She's got her arms out. She's got her arms out. It's interesting. And he's literally sitting on her arm. So there's something closer than you realize. Because something that you thought was finished is going to burst back to life. Now, the fact that she's looking at us and he's looking at her, makes me think he knows what's going on and she doesn't. So I don't like that. That's what it comes to me about truth and honesty. He may be one of these workaholic people that has this plan in his mind. He's got all these thoughts and he's got all of this planned, but he hasn't told her anything. So in the meantime, she's falling apart. She's sitting here crying. She's like, what's going on? But something wonderful is about to burst back to life. But maybe this person needs to speak up and let her know what's going on. Okay? So what they're saying is, what's interesting is the golden phoenix. Why does that keep going dark? The golden phoenix, right? So that's a protection too. I feel that this phoenix is a protection for you because that's what we use as the golden shield around ourselves that allows unconditional love in and out, but protects us from the negative energy. So when the phoenix, and we saw the three vultures that went by, and that's death, rebirth, and transformation. So that's what's going on. They're basically saying that you have retreated from, maybe someone's pulled away. Maybe you were this fern that got burned, right? You don't have much hair left. You've lost a lot of weight, but you've got all this beautiful stuff coming. Maybe you've got some scars like that. Maybe this is you. So what they're saying is you have retreated and you have rested and you've pulled back and you've recovered from whatever it is that was going on in your life that took the toll on you. And now you're going to reignite. There was something that you thought, something or someone that you thought was over, was dead, was done in the past. But what they talk about is it's like something spirit and your higher self has been stoking this ash in this fireplace that looked like it had gone out, and something is about to burst back to life. The flames are going to start coming back. You're going to witness the resurrection of the phoenix because the phoenix rises from the ashes. And you and the one that's been reborn are going to be doing something together. You have the chance to create something wonderful. Something in your life is going to find its way to you. Passion, desire. I love that. We were just talking about passion and the fiery influence. So and there's intelligence in this as well. This is all coming. This is all on your agenda. This is all what's coming towards you. Health and fitness are part of this as well because, we got burned. We may have lost weight. We may have gained weight. With me, remember I was not feeding my body properly and my face started to dry and it's starting to flake off, this old dead skin. So the new skin is coming through, thank God. But I've gained a little bit of weight now. I was slim and I was doing great with that, but my body was broken down because I wasn't feeding it properly. So I started feeding my body what it was lacking, and I know it will balance out, right? So at first, maybe you've gained weight, or maybe you've lost weight, or maybe your hair's thinned out, maybe your face has gotten rough and whatever. But what they're saying right now is health and fitness are going to be a part of this new passion. And together you're going to get strong. You're going to you're going to go out, you're going to hike, you're going to walk, you're going to get fitter, leaner, healthier, like the wolves in the forest. You're going to run, you're going to walk, you're going to hike, you're going to climb, whatever it is, yoga, walking together, biking together, whatever it is, you're going to physically be moving. You're also going to be eating properly. You're going to be taking care of your body in the proper way so that your body can balance itself out and grow healthy. You're not going to let this happen again, where you get to the point where everything's just eaten up and falling apart. You're going to have it where it's lush and green like that because you're going to feed yourself properly like I fed this fern, and you're going to put it outside. You're going to be outside in the elements that it needs to thrive in. So this doesn't talk about having the perfect body. It doesn't, some people have a heavier body. Some people are naturally just really thin and can't put on any weight on. It isn't talking specifically about your shape. It just means that you're going to get what you have, your package that you've been given, in the best shape that you can for you. So it isn't talking about fitting into a mold because everybody's different, right? You don't have to have the thing that everybody else has. You just have to be yourself. You're going to run faster, you're going to play harder, you may join a sport, you may join a team, you may take up yoga. I haven't been doing yoga, I need to do more of it. You're going to basically come into harmony with your body and your spirit. The true alchemy of anything is when mind, body, and spirit all are in harmony, and that's what they're showing is going to happen at this time. And they talk about candles, lighting fire, purifying your diet. So candles, lighting fire, purifying your diet. Well, I think about the phoenix coming up out of the ashes. That's the fire. I talked about the sun, using the sun as the golden shield. So lighting candles. I light my chakra incense every day. I'm almost out now. I think I'm down to like solar plexus. and maybe root chakra. Everything else is gone. Heart's gone, throat's gone, crown's gone, everything's gone. So maybe lighting your incense. Maybe you're supposed to light candles. Maybe you're going to be around a campfire, right? Because we're supposed to be getting outside. But that's all part of this whole thing. Maybe you're going to be using natural lighting instead of using false lighting, which means candles or kerosene lamps. You know, maybe you're going to be, because you're going to be in that kind of atmosphere. Okay, next card. The third one down. Okay, so the third one down. One, two, three. Ha ha, that's funny. The grumpy red fairy. So she's telling you, be true to yourself, be who you are. The grumpy red fairy is who I was this morning, okay? She is saying, I'm tired of people telling me what I should be and who I should be and how I should be and how I should behave and how I should dress and that everything is supposed to go this way. I'm tired of you telling me what's good for me. Remember they talked about somebody might have an agenda? There's people that have an idea of what's right for you, right? But it's because it's what's right for them. You know, they're saying, we don't think you should have red streaks in your hair. That's not very becoming. My stepfather said to me, I shouldn't have a 4Runner or a truck. I should have a ladylike car because it wasn't appropriate for a woman my age to be climbing trees and hiking and climbing off the side of cliffs. I literally was thinking this morning with my brand new grandma car that I got instead of the truck or the Jeep or whatever it is that I wanted. I was thinking, I wonder, it's because it's a 2017, I wonder if I could take that car in and trade it in on an older model of something that's more appropriate for my body and for my lifestyle and for my choices. Because the grumpy red fairy is not going to tell you what you want to hear. Maybe you have tattoos. Maybe you have piercings. Maybe you wear your hair crazy. I was told by this person, people look at you and they may think you're nutty. And I said, I don't care. I'm not like anyone else, and I don't choose to be like anyone else, and I'm okay with that. And I'm tired of being told that I need to be fit in this box. I need to be inside the lines. I will cover outside the lines. I will outside the lines. Even as a little girl, I always did the big fat drawing. You know how when you do coloring books, and I would get the outside and make it really bold. I liked it that way. It made things stand out. I didn't do it soft and gentle and pretty pinks. I did bright, bold colors. And sometimes I was outside the lines. What is the song that I posted today? Natasha Bedingfield. My life is I wanted to say unscripted, but I know that's not the right word. Undefined, You guys are saying it. You're like, no, you know what it is. But basically, that's what she's saying. My life is unwritten. My life is unwritten. And from this point, I'm going to just go forward from this point, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said to my girlfriend, if you had the opportunity to have everything you ever wanted, if you had one shot to take it, would you take it? Hell yeah! Take it! Take the risk. Your life is unwritten. You get to write your life. We co-create with the divine. So this grumpy red fairy, she's like, I'm tired of people telling me, labeling me for being a certain way. If I don't feel like talking, it doesn't mean I'm depressed. If I feel like, pulling myself in, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It doesn't mean that I'm sick. I have to apologize for something myself. I was talking to my other girlfriend, Alexa, this morning, and she said something about, she works with autistic children. And as we were discussing this morning, I was telling her about, labels and how the sun is in my eyes again. I said my stepfather's bipolar, and then I thought to myself, why are you doing that? Why are you labeling? And I said that this morning. This person is bipolar. You know what? There is no bipolar. There is no autistic. There is no labeling. That is how society labels us. That's why people say you're a witch or you're nutty. They're labeling me compared to other people. Who's to say what's crazy and what's realistic? To me, the ones who don't follow their path, can't handle that sun in my eyes. The ones who don't follow their path, who don't follow their heart, to me, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I do what my soul tells me to do, and I'm good with it. And sometimes I color outside the lines, and sometimes I'm not going to do what you think is right. Sometimes I don't do things that are ladylike. Sometimes I swear. Doesn't mean that I'm crazy. It just means that I'm unique and eclectic, and I'm a blue heron, and that's just the kind of blue heron people we are. We're the misfits, right? We're the ones that have the hair color that way. I told you how my son came to me and he said, Mom, $20,000, do I invest it in the business or do I go to Europe? Well, we all know what I said. Go to Europe. His dad said he was insane. What, are you kidding me? You don't just drop everything and go to Europe. You need to stay here and work. You need to do, no, I'm not. I'm going to go. He went to Europe. He had the most amazing time. And when he came back, he started his own business. Makes more money than his dad. So there's that. Okay, next message. Hold on. Okay, how many down do we do? 2. The second one down. Okay, hold on. Second one down. Woo. Here, let's use the, no, I thought you guys could do a sun meditation while I was doing this, but that's not going to fly. So the second one down, I'll let you guys see that I'm doing it in front of you. Okay. Okay, so not this one, but this one. Wow! How cool is that? Strange Valentine. This came up with my girlfriend in our conversation. Okay, so the Strange Valentine. Here you see this monster. This is awesome because to me, this represents not just a relationship, because this is speaking about a relationship, but it doesn't just represent a relationship to me. To me right now, what this is representing is a situation. So right now, there's this very prim and proper, everything in order, inside the box girl, and then there's this monster, right? This could be a situation that's monstrous, and she's nervous about this. You know, well, I'm used to things being like this, and here this whole situation is just a monster. But this monster is holding a heart. She's got the heart around her neck. Clearly, these two are aligned. Now, this also represents a person. Here is this girl. You would never put her with this monster. Everybody else thinks this person's a monster. I'm thinking about the song Two Princes. I have 2 princes that kneel before me. And they talk about one is he's got money in his pockets, diamonds, and he's full of a princely racket. And then there's another one who's got nothing. And your father would disown you if you went for me. Your father would, you know, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what's expected of you. Where do you go? You go where there is kindness, you go where there's truth, you go where there's love. What they're saying is, don't allow the differences between you to keep you apart, because at this time, it's the differences between you that are drawing you together. Because this little timid girl, now this could be a feminine energy of a male, or it could just be a guy. This one that's used to everything being in order and proper, and this is a wild, free spirit. They are connecting. There is a connection between them, but this is not what her life has been. Her life has been very ordered, very structured, very sheltered. And then here all of a sudden comes this wild, crazy person on the outside, and maybe everybody's saying, you know, this is not good for you. You need to stay away from this. That's something that's scary. That's something that could hurt you. But why do they have the same heart? He's holding his heart out to her, and she's got the heart around her locket. It's around her neck. It's part of her. So they are connected. To me, she looks like Snow White in the forest, and this is the mountain man, but it could be the opposite as well. Whatever it is, they're saying, you're about to be gifted with a friendship or love, and it's very surprising. It's a strange, unexpected pairing. And this person is very protective of this one. Now, this person doesn't have to be, remember the wolf pack? That person doesn't have to be a male. It can be a female that's protecting this male who has led a very sheltered life, who's maybe this fern that's been kept inside and hasn't been able to experience and literally was dying inside. Well, what was growing, what was inside of them was just bursting to come out. Here they're literally dying. And now this wild mountain person comes from the outside and says, come with me. Whatever it is, there's positive energy between this pairing. It's positive for you. They're saying that at this moment in time, you have an enormous amount of cosmic energy surrounding, and it's around the area of your love life. So we are talking about, we can use it as far as the situation is concerned. Remember I said it could be a situation, doesn't have to be necessarily a relationship. But this is the message, the main message is that this is about a relationship. And what they're talking about is there's a lot of healing that's going on in relationships. It's good news, but while you're going through the healing process, it's really difficult. I mean, look at this. While this plant was going through its process, all I had were just strings. This didn't come out. I couldn't see this. I couldn't see what was coming underneath. It was invisible to me. It's like the phoenix that was looking at the girl. And look, this is here. But she couldn't see it. She had tears in her eyes. She couldn't see what was about to burst back to life, something that she thought was dead. I thought this plant was dead. And now it's just beautiful. It's got all of these new curls on it. I mean, that made me really happy. I can't tell you how excited I was when I saw this. And I gotta tell you, it happened overnight, which tells me that something could happen just overnight. Things could shift. Somebody's mind, you could just get it. And like the Rottweiler, instead of choosing to not move forward, instead of choosing to be ignorant, all of a sudden a light went on and it's like, wow, the baby bird just got shoved out of the nest and all of a sudden things are gonna change overnight for you. And while this healing is going on, however, before you get to the place of that, it's painful. When you have a sunburn and you're healing, think about, this is a horrible example, but I have to give it to you. Say you were in a fire and you have, you've got it's the most excruciating thing that you have to go through. When they peel off the dead skin, the pain, I mean, I don't know how the nurses can handle that. To have the skin peeled off. I mean, I've been burned. Remember when I had the poison ivy on my arms? And I had 3rd degree burns on my arms, and they look way better. I mean, the scarring is almost gone. I still have it on my leg. I still have it on my other leg, but the scarring on my arm is much better. But while I was going through it, I mean, I think you guys saw the blisters and the bubbles. It was the scariest looking thing. I didn't think that my body would ever recover. The same thing with my skin on my face. I was so paranoid that it wasn't going to recover, but it does. So while you're going through it, it's painful, and it's not fun while you're going through it. But they're saying that you're going to be doing a lot of healing on past relationships and long-term relationships. It could be in relationship as far as like a dating, like your love relationships, or it could be relationships with family. But whatever it is, there's a great healing that's moving on. You're almost out of this phase because right now the phoenix is about to burst back to life. So it feels as though we've been going through this healing, and while we were going through it, it sucked. It was hard, it was painful, it was excruciating. But now they're saying we're about to receive this surge of emotional energy and romantic beginnings. That's why we saw the vulture that talks about death, transformation, rebirth, a new beginning is coming. We've been talking about this. We've got the new rebirth coming through in this fern, and it happened overnight. It was just boom, it was there. I didn't see little tiny tendrils. It just all of a sudden was there. So what it's talking about is, at this time, you could bump into someone, you could get reacquainted again with somebody that reignites these feelings inside of you that you haven't felt for a really, really long time. And it could be somebody who is not your normal type. It could be somebody who's the wild man. It could be somebody who's, you know, that's a gangster, man. I don't line up with that. I'm a spiritual teacher. But it could be that the differences between you look so strange on the outside, but you're going to feel them through your soul. And this connection is amazing. It's dynamic, it's beautiful, and it's going to bring everything to life. It's very, very good news. And when I was talking to my girlfriend this morning, and she was saying, well, or just now, she was saying, well, you know, is it always the girl that has, or the guy that has to ask the girl out? No, it isn't. It isn't. You know, life is messy, and sometimes the most beautiful things come from the messiest things. There's a song, I can't think of what it's called right now. So, the most beautiful things come from the most terrible lives. And it's true. Maybe somebody's been through who knows what. And now it's about to come, and it's going to be fantastic. Okay, hold on. I got to get a drink of water because I'm parched here. Next message. Okay, it's going to be the second one down. Whoa! Okay, so I upset the apple cart. Sometimes you have to do that. I knocked over my cat's water cup. I had a glass. Oh, I showed you. That's my bipolar cat. There's no bipolar, by the way. Let's just take that away. However, it's tart lemon. Okay, so everything was, okay, so let me think. Things were sliding too much. Things were too heavy on one end, and it just flipped. Things had to be, sometimes things, there's the message. Sometimes things have to be turned upside down on their head in order for us to see it the right way. Okay? Okay. It's going to be the second card down. It's our last card, I think, because we've probably done more than we were supposed to. Second card down. Now, okay, so it's not that one, it's this one. Woo! Alrighty. Okay. So Beauty and the Beast. Interesting. So we've had two scenarios of Beauty and the Beast, haven't we? We've had the one that they say don't allow the differences to keep you apart. the one that you may or others may say is a scary person. And now they're saying there is an energy around you. You need some space in a relationship. This beast looks like he's got horns. He's like the devil. He's leering over this female and he is encroaching on her. It's like me this morning. I felt like in that energy. I didn't like that energy. And I was the grumpy red fairy and I said how I felt. So at this time, they're saying, now as again, this is what I'm telling you. This could be either a female or a male, okay? This could be a male, and this could be a female energy that's very, very strong and very aggressive and controlling. What's going on is you need to free yourself from a controlling force, okay? You've given away your power, and you need to take it back. And it may not be that the person is a beast. It could even be that those two, the energy between, because there's the beauty and the beast in both situations. Maybe that person was just being a little bit too bossy or a little bit controlling, or maybe you have just, now you need to step up and be your wolf pack, right? Maybe the alpha wolf needs to back down and let the alpha wolf female come forward, the female wolf. Maybe that's the situation. But what they're saying is you have given your control over to someone else. And in love and in friendship, and people have this game of dominance because it's in their head. It keeps people in a sense of fear. This person is being influenced by that one. This one is a tyrant. This one she's not happy. Someone is leaning on you. And their authority, or maybe their maturity, maybe they're older than you, maybe they're a parent, maybe they're a boss. They're overwhelming. They're overwhelming to you, maybe saying that they know more. Remember the grumpy red fairy? They were telling her that they knew what was best for her. Maybe there's people that are telling you what they think is best for you. Right now, you're needing to ask them to give you some space. Because right now, you need to figure out your own stuff. This person is basically saying, I love you. And because I love you, you need to obey me. You need to strive to please me. This is what the grumpy red fairy has probably heard their whole life. And the same thing with the little girl that was with the, with the mountain man, right? Look at how she is. Where is she? I've done lots of cards. Okay, so I think this is the same situation, but in a negative form. Here is the one that's always been very proper, very, done everything that they were supposed to do, paid attention to authority, and instead of being loving, this person now is being aggressive. Or maybe this is the, I'm getting a total mirror. Okay, what I'm seeing is this person that we saw, the one that has the mountain person coming with the wild, crazy energy. It may be that girl or that man had a father or mother figure that had the same kind of energy, and they're misunderstanding it because what they grew up with was aggressive and domineering and controlling. And they're afraid that the person that is now in front of them has that same energy, but it's not, because the energy that came from before, the one that was holding the heart, they have that fiery, dominant, outgoing, aggressive energy, but they come from a place of love. Whereas this one is telling you, you need to please me. You need to do what I say. And if you don't do what I say, this person is narcissistic. This person is controlling. And if you don't do what they want you to do, their love is conditional. The one with the heart, their love is unconditional. They love you for all of your flaws. They love you for everything that you are. But the one that is narcissistic, when you don't do what they want you to do, they become nasty. They become vicious. He gave her a rose, but he's got a horn, and he's saying, I'll give you the rose if you do what you want me to do, but I will take it away from you if you don't do what I want. And the thorns are going to remind you that I have the power to hurt you. So what they're saying right now is you may have, I say this all the time in relationships, you may have symbols or gifts that have been given to you from somebody that are holding energy. And at this time, you need to get rid of them. I literally burned a pick. I went down through everything, a guitar pick. I burned it because it was the only thing I had left of that person's energy in my home. And it wasn't good enough to throw it away. I literally burned it to get rid of it. So what they're saying is these gifts or these connections to these other people are chaining you to them. So that's a message to me. I think I might be taking my car and selling it because I had that energy given to me. I will give you this. I will do this for you. But if you don't do what I want you to do, I will cut you out of my life. And that was done to me. So I drive a car that was given to me in that kind of a manner. So I will probably trade that car in for a different vehicle because I don't want to have that kind of energy with me. They want you to seek your own truth. They want you to seek your own power. They want you to trust yourself. And the appearance of this is a blessing actually in disguise, because it's an awful situation, but it's a blessing because you need to free yourself. You need to free yourself from this, what they call love. This love that is holding you captive, that is holding you as a prisoner. You need to awaken and get to a place where love flows freely. Now, the difference again between that love and that love, the person is concerned in both situations, right? But this one is loving you. This one has a part of you. This one is conditional. This is unconditional. This is conditional. You know where there's unconditional love and where there's conditional love, because unconditional love, even when you mess up, even when you lie, even when you've done bad things, when you come and you say that you're sorry, the unconditional love sees through all of that and recognizes why the things happened and loves you unconditionally. This one will throw you out. You don't do what they want you to do, you're out the door. You're cut out of my life. You don't cut people out of your life that matter to you. You don't do that. That's not unconditionally loving. Okay. Spirit's telling me 2 more things, and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do them all. What the heck? Okay. So what we have are this one and this one. I find it ironic. We got 2 kittens, okay? And it goes right along with the 2 things that we were just speaking about. This person is holding on to 2 kittens. She loves them both. But one of these kittens does not belong with her. She's worried, or he, that this one isn't going to find love and they're going to be alone. Because they have equal things. There's things about both of them that this person loves. I like this about them and I like that about them. But there's something that one doesn't have that the other one has. Just like we saw in the story of this. This one has a part of this one's heart. Doesn't mean that you aren't going to always have a feeling of love for one, but one's place is not with you and the other one's is. Funny that I pushed the dark one out and I kept the light one. Because this one is on her heart side and this one's place is rightly with you, and you actually know that. Stop feeling obligated to this one. You need to let this one go so that what is meant to be for you is able to blossom. It's time for this to happen. And the choice is difficult. When you have to make a choice like that, it's painful. Because, and this is what my friend was talking to me about this morning. She said, but I love them both. Well, you can love them both, but you can't have them both. And your place is not to be with them. It's not right for you to be with them, and it's not right for them to be with you. So whether this is a person, whether this is a job, whether this is a friendship, whether it's a parent, and who knows what this is, one's rightful place is not with you. And at this moment, you are choosing. At this moment, you're choosing. Don't do what the Rottweilers is. Don't purposely be choosing to not move forward, because you're hurting somebody right now. You're painfully hurting someone, and it's your fault. You're the one that's to blame. You are the one that needs to make this choice. You need to either choose to go to the left or go to the right. And at this moment, if you don't, your passive-aggressive behavior is going to cause such pain, and you're responsible for it. So you need to get clear, stay calm, stay open to spirit, to your higher self, and the decision will come. You will know where you're meant to go. Okay? There's that message. And the last message, I find these are so hysterical because I feel like they've been out of order, but not really. The last message is the girl in the forest with her wolf. God, I love that wolf. And she's saying, I am not a victim. She's Little Red Riding Hood. Okay? I am not a victim. Maybe you were mistreated at one time. Maybe things went wrong for you. You know? Maybe, like the fern, you got burned. But you're a wolf. And you can call upon the wolf's energy at this time. And that's why we spoke about that's interesting that we chose the wolf as the totem messenger, because you're supposed to call upon the wolf at this time. Look at the forest right now. The lady, there's no, it's a pretty scary place where she's come from, because at one time she was being hunted. Okay, remember this one that didn't know about trusting, because at one time maybe they were hunted, they were ridiculed, but now she's a watcher. She's proud of who she is. No one's going to harm them. She's got her wolf spirit animal next to her. She is protected with her wolf mate. She's strong, and she has the path. She knows the path now. She's been in this forest. She knows the way through this forest. And if she walks with courage, and she will never give up. So, like we were told before, what was it? What was the first message I think that we got? We were sick, right? We were mistreated, we were abused, and we retreated at one time. But now you're strong. Now you've gotten to a place where you have learned your lessons, right? You have the gift of the hunter, the ones that hunted you down. You learned from that. Even though it was painful, what you went through, you've got life lessons about this. And now you're going to take, maybe this is about the one the one that is overstepping their boundaries, the one that is being too aggressive with their energy, the one that's being domineering of you at this time. You need to mend fences with the ones that you should be speaking to, and you need to put borders up. You need to put strong borders up with the ones who are overstepping their boundaries. Remember, we had the scarecrow, and we saw the girl holding on to the little black cat, and we saw the scarecrow, which was saying that there was somebody that was hurt and wounded, had said angry, horrible words. Oh, the hummingbird just came right up to us, like literally right up to us. If they come again, I'll show you. And they were saying that it was time to mend fences. It was time to say apologies to the ones that they hurt. But that person hurt someone because there was a wounded aspect of themselves that they were trying to push people away, right? And now they're saying, now's the time to mend those fences, say your apologies, allow the good love in, and then put the boundaries up, the borders up against the ones who really should have the borders up around you. Make sure that you're protected and that these boundaries are secure. So it's about readjusting your boundaries at this time, right? It's about you're responsible for it, nobody else. You're responsible, just like you're responsible for wounding and hurting the one that is waiting there for you that you are supposed to go to while you're trying to hold on to this one that you're not supposed to be with. You're responsible. We are all responsible. And that was my message to my girlfriend when she was trying to make her choice. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter that it's not neat. It doesn't matter that it might be really messy. It might be kind of scary. There's the hummingbird right there. It's about diving in and taking responsibility because this is your life and God helps those who help themselves. So there's no more backing down at this time. Somebody stands next to you. Your wolf guardian stands next to you. And you don't have to face whatever it is that you think that you're going to have to face on your own. You're not going to face it on your own because your wolves mate for life. He will never leave you, or she will never leave you. This is unconditionally loving, and this one is not a bully. This is one that knows how to lead when they need to lead, but they know how to step back and let you lead when you need to lead. This couple, this relationship, this business partner, this alliance is a very positive alliance. This is the positive alliance. These ones. And sometimes this one needs to come in and shake stuff up and put things upside down on top of their heads so that you can understand that it's okay for you to be different. You don't have to fit into a box. That it's okay. And that you can now make this choice. You can let the one go that you have been trying to take care of. It's not your responsibility to take care of them anymore. It's time for you to move on. There's a twist in your tale of your life that you weren't expecting. It's about to happen. There's a rebirth. Something magical is coming back to life. Something that you let go of. Maybe a dream that you let go of too soon. Maybe something that you thought, I would never be able to have this, and so I walked away from it. But that's not the truth because it's back. And it's about you stepping in and making sure that you make these choices yourself. You are not a victim. So there are all of our messages. Oh, and P.S. Go on vacation. Stop working so hard. Get over yourself. You don't have to save the world. Okay? So those are all of our messages. I am freezing now all of a sudden. I'm going to let you guys look at the lake. The sun has gone down. We've had a lot of messengers. Right now we have a dove cooing. I don't know if you can hear it. So that means take a breath, pause, relax, which is what I'm going to do. If you want to follow me, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Google+, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Angels Whisper Sherri Columbus. The flycatchers are all coming right now. I will tell you that I've been getting the message really loud and clear too. I may take some time off. I may be going off and not be on the computer as much, not be around as much. I will always be, you'll be able to connect to me through my website, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know it is going to happen. because I can't be a computer. I can't be a machine. I can't work nonstop. You know, I need to refill and replenish myself too. And I'll always do like the outside videos like that I do, but I may not be around as much as I normally have been recently. So if you'd like to get help with long distance Reiki healing, with dream analysis, with a private reading, life coaching, I would be happy while I'm available. My website, www.theangelswhisper.com. My email is sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. Sherri, Sherri, Columbus, Columbus. I think that's it. If you want to subscribe on Twitter, did I say on Twitter? If you want to subscribe on YouTube, where these videos go, you will get notifications so you don't have to look for them. So that's it. I hope I wasn't too much. I find something really interesting right now. I want to show you. There's a sailboat. I've never seen a sail. Can you see it right there? There's a sailboat across. Like it's a little Hobie cat. I've never seen a sailboat in here. I think that's so cool. That reminds me of Big Bear. I used to see sailboats up in Big Bear. How cool is that? You go a little quicker in a sailboat than you do in a canoe. Okay. That's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Peace, love, and light. Gold, light. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and fathers and uncles and aunts and grandmothers and big sisters and big brothers and anybody else who is raising a child or helping a child to grow, as well as all of us who have fur children. Happy Mother's Day, because I was a mother and a father to my kids, so I know there's a lot of men who are mothers and fathers to their kids too. So happy Mother's Day to those of you who celebrate that, and have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and I love you.